You wake up, go to work, get paid, pay your bills, and repeat. Month after month, year after year. This is the time for money trap, and if you don't escape it, you'll spend your entire life working just to survive. Most people believe that working harder is the key to financial success, that if they just put in more hours, get a promotion, or find a higher paying job, they'll finally feel secure. But here's the truth. If your income stops the moment you stop working, you are not financially free, you are financially trapped. Seneca warned us about this long ago. Wealth is the slave of the wise man, the master of the fool. If you are trading your time for money with no plan to break free, money is your master. You are not its master. The time for money trap. Why your paycheck will never set you free. Relying on a paycheck means you are selling your most valuable asset, your time. But time is limited. No matter how much you earn, you can never buy back the hours you spent working. Think about it. If you stop working today, how long could you survive without a paycheck? If your only source of income is your job, how secure are you really? Most people are just one unexpected event away from financial disaster. A job loss, an injury, or an economic downturn can wipe out years of hard work overnight. This is why relying on a paycheck alone is dangerous. How the wealthy escape. This trap wealthy people understand a fundamental truth. Money should work for you, not the other way around. Instead of trading time for money forever, they build assets that generate income even when they're not working. A Stoic doesn't rely on luck or endless work. They rely on strategy and discipline. They build financial independence step by step by focusing on B1, creating multiple streams of income. If all your income comes from one job, you are financially vulnerable. The Stoic approach is to diversify your income so that no single event can ruin you. Investments, stocks, index funds, and real estate that generate passive income. Side businesses, digital products, rental properties, or online businesses that keep earning even when you're not working. Automated income, creating something once, like a book, a course, or a rental property, that pays you forever. A Stoic asks, how can I earn money without constantly trading my time? The answer lies in assets, not just effort. Spending less than you earn and investing the difference. Many people inflate their lifestyle the moment they start making more money. They upgrade their car, move into a bigger house, and take more expensive vacations, keeping them dependent on their paycheck. The Stoic solution? Live below your means and invest aggressively. If you make $5,000 a month but need $4,900 to survive, you are not wealthy, you are trapped. If you make $5,000 and only need $2,500, you are building freedom. Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions but in having few wants. Every unnecessary expense you eliminate is a step toward financial freedom. Shifting from an employee mindset to an owner mindset, most people work for someone else their entire lives, making their boss rich. A Stoic understands that real financial power comes from ownership. If you work for a company, you are dependent on them. If you own shares in a company, they work for you. Instead of just earning a paycheck, the wealthy acquire ownership. They invest in stocks, real estate, or businesses that grow in value and generate cash flow over time. How to escape the time for money trap? Start investing now, even if it's small. The earlier you start, the sooner your money will work for you. Reduce your financial dependence. The fewer bills you have, the fewer hours you need to work. Build multiple income streams. Never rely on a single paycheck for survival. Think like an owner, not just a worker. Start accumulating assets that generate income over time. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." If your only ambition is to earn a paycheck, you will always be stuck in the system. But if your ambition is to build a life where money works for you, financial freedom becomes inevitable. The question is, will you keep trading your time for money forever, or will you start building a future where your money works for you? Debt is one of the biggest financial traps keeping people stuck in the rat race. You think you own your life, but if you have debt, you don't own your time. Your lenders do. Every loan, every credit card balance, every monthly payment is a chain keeping you financially trapped. Seneca warned, "Debt is the slavery of the free." And yet modern society convinces people that debt is normal, that it's just how life works, that everyone has it. But here's the truth. Debt is the reason most people will never achieve financial freedom. Why debt controls you, even if you think it doesn't. The moment you take on debt, your future is no longer yours. Your paycheck is already spoken for before you even receive it. You work not to build wealth, but to pay back lenders, banks, and credit card companies. Think about it. If you lost your job today, could you still cover your debt payments? If you had no debt, how much more freedom would you have? Most people believe that as long as they can afford the monthly payment, they're financially fine. But that's an illusion. Debt is designed to keep you stuck, paying interest instead of building wealth. The good debt. Myth: you've probably heard that some debt is good because it helps you build credit, buy a home, or get an education. But here's the Stoic truth. Any debt that forces you to work just to keep up is a trap. A mortgage that's too big keeps you locked in a stressful job. A car loan forces you to pay for a depreciating asset. Student loans can delay financial independence for decades. Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The fewer debt obligations you have, the more power you gain over your own life. The true cost of debt: most people only see the price of an item, not the long-term cost of financing it. A $20,000 car loan at 6% interest over 5 years actually costs $23,200. A $300,000 mortgage at 5% interest over 30 years costs $560,000. A $5,000 credit card balance at 20% interest can take years to pay off if you only make minimum payments. The modern world convinces you to finance everything, but every loan keeps you financially weak. Every dollar spent on interest is a dollar that could have been used to build wealth. The Stoic strategy: eliminate debt. Like your freedom depends on it because it does. A Stoic understands that freedom is worth more than luxury. They would rather own a used car outright than finance a luxury car they can't afford. They would rather live in a modest home with no mortgage than in a mansion that owns them. Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life." If you want financial peace, focus on removing financial chains, not adding them. How to escape the debt trap. Stop taking on new debt immediately. Most people stay in debt because they keep adding more. The first step to freedom is to stop the cycle. Before buying anything on credit, ask yourself, do I actually need this, or is this just a want? Can I buy this without borrowing money? Am I choosing short-term pleasure over long-term freedom? If the answer isn't clear, walk away. 2. Pay off debt aggressively, not slowly over time. Most people make minimum payments, which keeps them in debt for years. A Stoic attacks debt like an emergency. List all your debts from smallest to largest. Pay off the smallest one first to build momentum. Throw every extra dollar at your debt until you're free. Seneca said, "Wealth is not about having more, but needing less." Every debt you eliminate reduces your financial dependence. Live on less to gain more. Most people inflate their lifestyle the moment they start earning more. A Stoic does the opposite. They keep their expenses low so they can build real wealth. Drive a car you can afford outright. A paid-off used car is worth more than a financed luxury vehicle. Live in a home that fits your needs, not your ego. A smaller house with no mortgage gives you more freedom than a mansion that owns you. Cut unnecessary spending. Every dollar wasted on things you don't need is a dollar you could have used to buy your freedom. Stay free. Once you're free, many people pay off debt only to go right back into it. Financial freedom isn't just about escaping debt, it's about staying out of it. Avoid financing anything unless absolutely necessary. Continue living below your means. Invest instead of spending. Final thought: choose freedom over monthly payments. Most people are in debt not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. They choose luxury over security. They choose temporary pleasures over long-term independence. But a Stoic chooses differently. A Stoic chooses freedom over lifestyle inflation, simplicity over financial stress, independence over debt. The question is, are you ready to make the same choice? Most people live like today is the only day that matters. They spend their money as soon as they get it, buy things they don't need, and tell themselves, I'll start saving later. But here's the truth. If you ignore your financial future, you're choosing to stay broke. The Stoics warned us about this long ago. Seneca wrote, "Wealth is the slave of the wise man, the master of the fool." If you don't plan for the future, money will always control you instead of the other way around. Why people sacrifice their future for short-term comfort? Most people make financial decisions based on instant gratification. They don't think long-term because they assume they have time. They believe they'll figure it out later, but time is the most valuable financial asset. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. They believe saving is too hard. They convince themselves they don't have extra money to save. But in reality, they waste hundreds every month on things they don't even remember buying. They think they'll make more money in the future. But here's the truth. Earning more won't save you if your habits don't change. Many high-income earners are still broke because they never learned to manage money. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. If you knew you only had limited time to build financial security, would you still waste money on things that don't matter? The cost of living only for today. People who ignore the future pay a heavy price later. They reach their 40s or 50s and realize they have no savings. They're forced to keep working jobs they hate because they have no financial cushion. They panic when unexpected expenses hit because they never prepared. A Stoic understands that every financial decision today shapes their future. The Stoic approach: build financial security now, not later. 1. Pay yourself first, before spending a single dollar. Most people spend first and save whatever is left. That's why they never save anything. A Stoic flips this. They save first, then spend. Set up automatic savings. Invest before paying for luxuries. Treat your future self like a priority, not an afterthought. Seneca reminds us, a great fortune is a great slavery. The more you depend on a paycheck, the less freedom you have. Saving is how you buy your freedom. Invest early, because time is more powerful than money. Many people wait too long to start investing because they think they need a lot of money. That's a mistake. A person who invests $200 a month at 25 will have $500,000 by retirement. A person who waits until 40 to start investing the same amount will have only $150,000. The difference isn't in how much they saved, it's time. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The sooner you invest, the less you have to sacrifice later. Cut out mindless spending before it steals your future. Most people don't realize how much they waste. $5 coffees, $20 takeout meals, $50 subscriptions they forgot about. These small expenses add up to thousands of dollars a year, money that could have been saved, invested, or used to create financial freedom. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, ask yourself, at every moment, is this necessary? Before spending, ask yourself, is this expense bringing me closer to financial security or further away? Am I spending this to impress others or because I truly need it? A Stoic doesn't let temporary desires destroy their long-term security. 4. Build an emergency fund so you never panic about money again. Most people have no financial backup plan. 60% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency. This is why people panic, take on debt, and make desperate financial decisions. A Stoic prepares for hardship before it happens. Save 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Keep it in a separate account, untouched. Let it be your financial shield against uncertainty. Seneca said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Financial peace isn't about luck. It's about being prepared. Final thought, choose your pain. Short-term discipline or long-term regret. You have two choices. Be disciplined today and build financial security, ignore the future, and suffer later. A Stoic understands that every dollar spent today is a choice about their future. The question is, will you live like your future self doesn't matter? Or will you start building wealth today? Most people believe they are rational when it comes to money, but the truth is, emotions drive the majority of financial decisions. Fear, greed, impatience, and insecurity dictate how people spend, save, and invest, often leading them straight into financial failure. The Stoics understood this long before modern behavioral economics confirmed it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is especially true when it comes to money. If you don't master your emotions, they will control your financial life, keeping you stuck in a cycle of poor decisions and regret. One of the biggest emotional traps is impulse spending. Advertisers, marketers, and social media all play on emotions, convincing people that buying something will bring happiness, status, or security. This is why so many people spend money on things they don't need, just to feel a momentary rush of pleasure. But that feeling fades quickly, replaced by regret and often financial stress. The Stoic approach is to pause before every purchase and ask, is this necessary? Does this bring long-term value to my life? The ability to delay gratification is one of the greatest financial strengths a person can develop. The more you resist impulse spending, the more control you gain over your financial future. Fear is another emotion that keeps people broke. Many people avoid investing, starting a business, or making financial moves because they are afraid of losing money. They tell themselves it's too risky, too complicated, or not the right time. But the biggest risk is doing nothing. Inflation eats away at savings, opportunities pass by, and years are wasted waiting for the perfect moment to take action. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Most financial fears are exaggerated in the mind. A Stoic acknowledges risk but does not let fear dictate their actions. They educate themselves, take calculated risks, and trust in long-term strategies rather than being paralyzed by short-term fears. Greed is another emotion that destroys wealth. Many people chase the latest investment trends, hoping for quick money. They buy stocks at their peak because they fear missing out. They fall for scams and speculative schemes because they want results now. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Chasing fast money puts your financial future in the hands of speculation instead of strategy. A Stoic does the opposite. They invest patiently, focusing on proven long-term methods rather than gambling on hype. They understand that wealth is built over years, not overnight. Another emotional mistake is basing financial decisions on social pressure. People buy expensive cars, oversized homes, and luxury goods, not because they need them, but because they want to impress others. They go into debt to maintain an image, seeking validation through material possessions. But Epictetus warned, if you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. A Stoic does not let the opinions of others dictate their financial choices. They live according to their own principles, prioritizing security and freedom over temporary status symbols. True wealth is not about looking rich. It's about being free. One of the most damaging emotional traps is panic during financial downturns. When markets crash, most people react emotionally. They panic sell their investments, locking in losses. But history has proven that downturns are temporary and recoveries are inevitable. Those who stay patient and stick to their financial strategy come out ahead, while those who act out of fear lose the most. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." A Stoic does not react impulsively to market swings. They stay calm, trust their plan, and understand that volatility is a normal part of building wealth. Financial success is not just about knowledge, it's about emotional discipline. Most people know they should save, invest, and avoid debt. But knowing is not enough. Controlling emotions is what separates those who build wealth from those who stay stuck. A Stoic trains themselves to make financial decisions based on logic and long-term thinking, not fleeting emotions. They pause before spending, invest with patience, and refuse to be controlled by fear, greed, or social pressure. If you do not master your emotions, you will never master your money. The key to financial success is not earning more, but thinking differently about money, controlling your impulses, and sticking to a disciplined strategy no matter what happens. The moment you stop letting emotions dictate your financial life, you step onto the path of true wealth and freedom. Most people struggle financially not because they lack intelligence or effort, but because they lack a plan. They wake up, go to work, pay their bills, and repeat, never stopping to ask themselves, where is this leading? Without a clear strategy, they spend years running in circles, making the same money mistakes and wondering why nothing changes. A Stoic knows that success is never an accident. It is the result of deliberate action, careful planning, and the discipline to follow through. The biggest financial mistake people make is assuming that just working hard will lead to wealth. Hard work is important, but without direction, it is like rowing a boat without a destination. You might be moving, but you're not necessarily getting closer to financial freedom. Seneca wrote, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." This means that if you don't have a clear financial goal, no amount of effort will bring you real progress. Most people also fail to define what financial success looks like for them. They assume wealth means a big house, a fancy car, or a certain income level, but these are just external symbols. True financial success is about control over your time, your choices, and your future. If you do not define what enough means for you, you will always feel like you are falling behind, no matter how much you earn. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." A Stoic takes full responsibility for their financial future by setting clear, achievable goals and creating a plan to reach them. A well-crafted financial plan includes 3 essential elements: earning, saving, and investing. Most people focus only on earning. They think that if they just make more money, everything else will take care of itself. But this is a trap. Plenty of high earners are still broke because they never learned how to manage their money. A Stoic understands that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how wisely you use it. They structure their finances so that every dollar has a purpose. They spend intentionally, save aggressively, and invest wisely, knowing that financial freedom is built through discipline, not luck. One of the reasons people fail to create a financial plan is because they avoid thinking about money altogether. Many fear numbers, feel overwhelmed, or assume that financial planning is too complicated. But ignoring your finances does not make them better, it makes them worse. A Stoic does not run from discomfort. They face reality head-on. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." The first step to financial success is deciding what kind of future you want. The second step is taking action to build it. Another mistake people make is not tracking their progress. They set vague financial goals but never check if they are actually moving forward. A Stoic operates differently. They measure, evaluate, and adjust. They review their spending, savings, and investments regularly, making sure that every action aligns with their ultimate goal. Without tracking, there is no real progress, just wishful thinking. Finally, most people fail financially because they lack discipline. They set financial goals but don't stick to them. They start saving, then stop when something tempting comes along. They plan to invest, but hesitate out of fear. The Stoic mindset teaches that discipline is the key to success in any area of life, including money. Seneca wrote, "He who indulges in empty fears earns himself real fears." Those who lack discipline end up in financial trouble, constantly stressed about money and living paycheck to paycheck. But those who commit to a long-term plan, who make financial discipline a daily practice, gain freedom, security, and peace of mind. At the end of the day, financial success is not about luck, intelligence, or even hard work. It is about having a plan and following it with discipline. Without a strategy, you will always be reacting to financial problems instead of preventing them. But with a clear goal, a structured plan, and the Stoic mindset to stay the course, Financial freedom is not just possible, it is inevitable. The only question is, are you going to drift through life hoping things will work out? Or are you going to take control and create the financial future you deserve? If you're tired of running in financial circles and want to start building real wealth, subscribe to our channel today. Check out our playlist packed with strategies to help you take control of your money, escape financial traps, and achieve true financial freedom. Click subscribe now, because wealth isn't built by chance, it's built by choice.